Wyoming, situated in the Mountain West subregion of the western United States, is commonly referred to as the Equality State. It shares borders with Montana to the north and northwest, South Dakota and Nebraska to the east, Idaho to the west, Utah to the southwest, and Colorado to the south. Despite its expansive landmass of 97,814 square miles, 253,340 square kilometers, and comprising 23 counties, Wyoming boasts a population of merely 576,851 as of 2020, making it the least populous state in the nation. The state capital and most populous city of Wyoming is Cheyenne. The region has a rich history of indigenous peoples who inhabited it for thousands of years, including tribes such as the Arapaho, Crow, Lakota, and Shoshone, encountered by European explorers. French-Canadian trappers from Quebec and Montreal engaged in regular trade with these tribes, leaving their mark with French toponyms like Teton and Laramie. American John Coulter provided the first English description of the region in 1807, though initially, his reports of the Yellowstone area were doubted. Wyoming's land came under American sovereignty through various means, including the Louisiana Purchase, the Oregon Treaty, and the Mexican Cession. With the advent of the Oregon Trail, the Mormon Trail, and the California Trail, a wave of pioneers traversed through regions of the state previously frequented primarily by fur trappers. This surge in migration catalyzed the establishment of forts like Fort Laramie, which now stand as bustling population centers. The arrival of the Union Pacific Railroad in Cheyenne in 1867 spurred population growth. Despite lacking significant gold and silver deposits, unlike nearby Colorado, the federal government created the Wyoming Territory on July 25, 1868. The region earned the name Wyoming by 1865, when Representative James Mitchell Ashley of Ohio proposed a bill to Congress, seeking to establish a temporary government for the territory of Wyoming. The territory derived its name from the Wyoming Valley in Pennsylvania. On December 10, 1869, Territorial Governor John Allen Campbell made history by extending the right to vote to women, making Wyoming the first territory to do so. Women served on juries in Wyoming, starting with Laramie in 1870, marking the state as a pioneer in welcoming women into electoral politics. Wyoming achieved several milestones for women's rights, including having the first female court bailiff, Mary Atkinson, in Laramie in 1870, and the first female justice of the peace in the country, Esther Hobart Morris, in South Pass City, also in 1870. In 1924, Wyoming made history again by electing Nellie Taylor Ross as the first female governor in the United States. Ross took office in January 1925. Due to its civil rights history, Wyoming earned the nickname the Equality State, with the official state motto being Equal Rights. Bills for Wyoming Territory's admission to the Union were introduced in both the U.S. Senate and U.S. House of Representatives in December 1889. On March 27, 1890, the House passed the bill, and President Benjamin Harrison signed Wyoming Statehood Bill, officially making Wyoming the 44th state in the Union. Wyoming serves as the meeting point where the expansive Great Plains converge with the majestic Rocky Mountains. The state embodies a vast plateau, interrupted by numerous mountain ranges. Elevations span from the towering summit of Gannett Peak in the Wind River mountain range, soaring to 13,804 feet, 4,207 meters, down to the tranquil Belle Fourche River valley nestled in the northeast corner, at an elevation of 3,125 feet, 952 meters. Across the landscape, one encounters the rugged Absaroka, Owl Creek, Gros Ventre, Wind River, and Teton Ranges in the northwest, the imposing Bighorn Mountains in the north-central region, the iconic Black Hills in the northeast, and the scenic Laramie, Snowy, and Sierra Madre Ranges in the southern expanse. Wyoming's climate is predominantly semi-arid and continental. Summers tend to be warm. Winters are cold. Wyoming experiences limited precipitation, with many areas receiving less than 10 inches. In 2014, the United States Census Bureau estimated that Wyoming's population was predominantly white, with whites accounting for 92.7% of the population, 82.9% non-Hispanic white. Other racial groups included American Indian and Alaska Native at 2.7%, Black or African American at 1.6%, Asian American at 1.0%, and Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander at 0.1%. Data from the American Community Survey in 2018 revealed an interesting statistic. Wyoming stood as the sole U.S. state where African Americans earned a higher median income than white workers. According to the 2000 census, the largest ancestry groups in Wyoming were German, 26.0%, English, 16.0%, Irish, 13.3%, Norwegian, 4.3%, and Swedish, 3.5%. By 2018, the top countries of origin for immigrants in Wyoming included Mexico, China, Germany, England, and Canada. Surveys consistently depict Wyoming as one of the most irreligious states. In 2020, the Public Religion Research Institute found that approximately 55% of Wyoming's adult population identified as Christian, mainly consisting of evangelical and mainline Protestant, Roman Catholic, and Mormon denominations. Wyoming's gross state product, GSP, reached $38.4 billion, with a per capita GSP of $62,268. The state's economy is primarily driven by the mineral extraction industry and the travel and tourism sector. Approximately 42.3% of Wyoming's landmass is owned by the federal government, while the state controls 6%. In 2018, the tourism industry contributed over $3.8 billion in revenue, attracting more than 6 million visitors to Wyoming's national parks and monuments. Key tourist destinations include Grand Teton National Park, Yellowstone National Park, Devil's Tower National Monument, Independence Rock, and Fossil Butte National Monument. Yellowstone, the world's first national park, welcomes approximately 3 million visitors annually. Historically, agriculture has played a significant role in Wyoming's economy. Major agricultural commodities produced in the state include livestock, beef, hay, sugar beets, grain, wheat and barley, and wool. Over 91% of Wyoming's land is classified as rural. Wyoming is home to only a handful of companies with regional or national presence. Among them, Taco John's and Sierra Trading Post, both located in Cheyenne, are privately held. Cloud Peak Energy and Gillette and U.S. Energy Corporation, NASDAQ. USIC and Riverton are the state's only publicly traded companies. Notably, Wyoming imposes no individual or corporate income tax, and it does not tax retirement income earned from another state. Additionally, the state does not collect inheritance taxes. Jackson Hole Airport serves as Wyoming's largest airport. The state boasts 3 interstate highways and 13 U.S. highways. Notably, Wyoming, along with South Dakota, is one of only 2 states in the contiguous 48 states not served by Amtrak. While no passenger trains traverse Wyoming today, intercity buses, such as Express Aero, Greyhound Lines, and Jefferson Lines, continue to provide essential connectivity for residents across the state. The state legislature of Wyoming consists of a House of Representatives with 60 members and a Senate with 30 members. Due to Wyoming's sparse population, the state holds only 1 at-large seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, resulting in 3 votes in the Electoral College. On December 10, 1869, John Allen Campbell, Wyoming Territory's inaugural governor, sanctioned the first law in U.S. history, explicitly granting women the right to vote. This significant event led to the commemoration of Wyoming Day. On November 5, 1889, voters ratified the world's first constitution granting full voting rights to women. While Wyoming elected notable Democrats to federal office during the 1960s and 1970s, the political landscape has shifted towards conservatism since the 1980s, with the Republican Party holding sway. A Democrat has not represented Wyoming in the Senate since 1977 or in the House since 1978. The state has only voted for a Democrat for president once since 1964, marking one of only 8 instances since statehood. Republicans dominate state-level politics, maintaining a majority in the state Senate since 1936, and in the state House since 1964. Notably, Wyoming made history by electing Democrat Nellie Taylor Ross as the first woman to serve as a state governor in U.S. history. That concludes our exploration of the state of Wyoming. In our next video, we'll delve into another fascinating U.S. state.